Hello, I'm Brickroad, and we're going to play Chip 'n Dale's Rescue Rangers for the NES. One of my favorite games from my childhood. I have a lot of warm, fuzzy memories about the Rescue Rangers. And we're going to do it a little differently. We're playing it sped up. The game is actually running at 150% speed. That's 1.5 times faster than normal. Basically, give it a little kick to it. Add some pizzazz to a game that I've already played 5 million times. The other reason is I want to get the whole video, the whole game done in a single segment. Which means I've got to complete the entire game within 10 minutes. That's the longest that YouTube will allow me to have video. So that'll make me happy if I can manage to finish the game, beat the last boss within that 10-minute mark. It's going to be difficult because my test runs so far, my best times have been like 10 minutes, 30 seconds, somewhere in that vicinity. It's not a hard game, really. It's hard to perfect, I would say. And you really do have to play it perfectly because death is a liability. If I die and end up having to replay part of any stage, that's going to cost me time. So I figure if I can finish the game and finish it without dying, I should be in good shape. I should be able to come under that 10-minute mark. I do have another reason for wanting to do this particular video, a hidden agenda, if you will, and it's experimental. I'm just making sure that this live narration is going to work for me. I did the Mega Man 3 videos, the 150% speed ones, and I'm sure you watched them because they're awesome and you're awesome, so it's a good fit. But anyway, what I did is I played the game in super speed, just like this, all at once, and then I went back later and actually scripted the narration for myself and recorded that separately, then spliced the narration and the video together. And the reason I did this is because my computer is not really manly enough to handle doing both at the same time. If I try to use desktop video capturing software, it sends the frame rate of my emulator directly into the pot, and the game becomes unplayable. So this time what I'm doing is I've actually got this loaded up on my girlfriend's computer, which is much, much manlier than mine. And I've fiddled with settings all day long, and I want to make sure they work. So this is my experimental video, and if this one goes well, I will move on to bigger and better things, bigger and better games. Hey, this is actually one of the harder bosses in Rescue Rangers. They front-loaded the difficulty in this particular game. It's like they put one of the harder bosses right at the beginning here. Not that the boss is particularly hard. I mean, none of the bosses in this game are really difficult. But relatively speaking, it's more difficult than normal. Alright, Gadget got kidnapped, obviously. She's the only female in the main cast, so it's her job to get kidnapped. That's what we're doing here. This is the Toy Store level because every licensed game that came out on the NES by law, has to have a Toy Store level. That's actually in the Constitution. You can check. I think Benjamin Franklin made sure of that. I probably shouldn't be drinking Pepsi while I'm doing this video either. I'm, like, burping into the microphone. That's just rude, you know. I'm new to this whole Let's Play thing. I'm still trying to get the hang of it, trying to figure out what the rules and regulations are. Nobody sent me the memo that said no burping into the microphone, so yeah, I had to figure that one out on my own. Rescue Rangers gives you the option to play as Chip or to play as Dale, and I always play as Chip because he has a fedora and is therefore better than Dale. That's also in the Constitution. You can look that up. Oh, good lord, I'm about to die. Hopping boxes are not my friends. Okay, here's the robot boss, and this is going to be important when the robots invade you guys. You always want to aim for the glowing robot nipples. Yeah, glowing robot nipples. That is the weak spot, and I'm sure I didn't have to tell you that. I'm sure you guys have seen anime before. This is all pretty standard stuff by now. So yeah, robot nipples, and all robots use confetti. If you believe the movies and the hype, they will want you to believe that they use guns and lasers, but no, they attack with confetti. And you'll notice on the world map of this game, they have levels that I'm not going to. There's more levels in the game that you really need to visit. There's no incentive to go to those areas unless you really just want some more Rescue Rangers. And there's nothing wrong with that. When I play the game and I'm playing just for fun, I always make it a point to do all the levels in the game. Just because that's how I roll, man. Oh, get up there. The screen will not scroll back down if I fall, so if I fall, it's death. And no boss to this level, just short and sweet. I would say I'm not doing too bad. It's all going to come down to the last level in the game, really. The last level is really the breaking point. This particular level here is pretty annoying just because there's so many bad guys in it. There's so much that can go wrong. There's a little bit more randomness, I think, to this particular level than other levels in the game. Well, which is fine if you're doing a regular playthrough, not so much if you're trying to finish the whole freaking game in 10 minutes. This level here is obnoxious because it'll load so many monsters on screen that you'll start to get sprite flicker. And if you get sprite flicker, you're not able to see those little gray insects that come down and attack you. And if you can't see the gray insects, they'll hit you and you'll be like, "What hit me?" And you'll start crying. And I just really don't want to deal with that. Listening to you cry about insects. Honestly. You're a grown-up. You can handle it. This is actually what casinos are like in real life. If you go to Vegas, this is exactly what you'll see. I mean, more or less. Well, last time I was in Vegas, it was, this part here is actually very true to life. There was a cat perched on top of a slot machine, and he was throwing chicken nuggets at me. And I thought that was kind of rude. I had just been to the buffet. I had a big salad. I didn't really want any. He wanted to tip, is what it was. He wanted me to tip him, like that guy in the bathroom who hands you towels. But yeah, is that wrong? Are you supposed to tip the chicken nugget guy? I know you have to tip the taxi guy and the pizza guy. And we rescued Gadget, and we're going into space. All right, moon level. Moon levels are awesome. DuckTales had a moon level. It's legendary. Wait, why? We're coming back down. No moon level. Yeah, we had to go into outer space in order to get to the sewer level. Sewer level, yeah. That's actually also very true to life. Is we had to call a guy out. We had a problem with our septic system. We called a plumber out, and he arrived in a spaceship, which was, well, it was kind of a hassle. We had to go down to the city and file for all kinds of strange permits. Apparently, there's lots of regulations about where spaceships can and can't land. You can't just come right down in your front yard, you know. So it didn't have a company logo on it. I think it was actually his own personal spaceship that he was flying around in, which kind of strange for a plumber. I mean, he must have been pretty well off. Plumbers make good money, I think. And that whole story was a lie. I just was, I don't know, desperate for something to talk about, I suppose. Alright, free one-up. Classy. Hopefully I won't actually need 1-ups. If I can get through the rest of the game without dying, all these 1-ups are going to be useless. Okay, second to the last level, this is some guy's house. And it's full of these pelicans. And the pelicans, you have to hit their legs. You can't hit them in the mouth with these crates, because what happens is they swallow the crate and spit it back out at you. Which, the crates don't do damage when they hit you, but they make you dizzy and you stand there looking ridiculous for a few seconds. And honestly, I don't really need to look any more ridiculous than I already do playing Chip 'n Dale's Rescue Rangers at super speed. Oh boy. And here's Monterey Jack's second and final cameo appearance in the game. That's right. That's it. That's all you get to see. You don't get to play as him. You don't get to play as Zipper either. Zipper is just invincibility, which is fine. I mean, I'm not sure I would want to play as Zipper. I bet if they released a Chip 'n Dale's Rescue Rangers game nowadays, like on Xbox or something, there'd be like Zipper mini stages. Like there'd be mini games where you had to play Zipper, and everybody would be like, "Oh, the game's fun, but the Zipper mini games suck." So we kind of want to not talk about that really. You don't want to have unfond memories of Zipper. Zipper's great. Okay, we're going into the last stage here, and I've got about a minute and a half. This is the make or break point here, kids. This is it. This is crunch time. This is the hardest level in the game by far. And oh man. Oh, good lord, I died. Yeah, the second half of this stage is just extremely, really difficult. And the difficult part's towards the end of it, so you can play the whole first part, which is not too bad, then get to the very end and die, and have to replay, I don't know, like 40 seconds of level. And it's very counterproductive, assuming that you're trying to get through the game. Oh, come on. Battle axes. I remember the battle axes. I remember seeing those in the commercial when this game first came out, was being advertised. It's one of the parts they showed was those battle axes, and I looked forward to it. I couldn't wait to play the game and go up against the evil battle axes. Okay, there is a acorn right there. Okay, so I've got full health again. Going into this final gauntlet. This is the hard part right here, gentlemen. Right there. Okay. If I can make it through this little gauntlet here with my health intact. Last boss. Alright, here we go. No, we just passed the 10-minute mark. Maybe YouTube will cut me a little bit of slack. Maybe they'll let me have an 11-minute video. Oh! You know what? I could not ask for a better way to end that. That was very great. We have defeated Fat Cat, and it was awesome, and we are just coming up on 10 minutes and 30 seconds. So, alright. This has been Chip 'n Dale's Rescue Rangers for NES. I hope I have managed to alleviate your boredom for 10 minutes this evening. I'm Brickroad, and peace out.